Okay, so if you would have asked me, I would have told you that I'm kind of done saying that I'm trying to balance everything in my life because I've beginning to notice that we have turned the word balance into a buzzword. Um, and we've kind of romanticized how we balance things in our culture right now. However, a lot of the time, it's not actually the way that people are trying to balance things aren't keeping it even. It's not balanced. It's kind of just there. And it's all kind of wobbly still. So instead of saying, I need to balance everything in my life before I do this or before I do that, or I need to stop limiting myself and you need to stop limiting yourself because you have to balance everything in your life. And instead, you're learning how to align with your highest self. I'm learning how to align with my highest self. So I feel like this is something a lot of people can relate to. Literally everybody. I feel like anybody who has a lot on their plate can honestly relate to today's topic. Just because I feel like when you've got classes and work and then family and then friends and then some of us relationships and then taking care of your spirituality and then taking care of all of your goals and your dreams and your desires and also being practical and helping other people that you're not even connected to. I feel like trying to balance all of that means you're taking it on. When if you're trying to align with your highest self has already has all this handled. So you're putting yourself in that position to just be able to handle it. So alignment is more authentic and sustainable than balancing because when you are aligning, rather than trying to figure out where you need to be stronger, you are able to kind of just zone it all in to where it belongs, ignoring the way that society says that you should be stronger in. You're just zoning in on where everything belongs. And so the problem with the word balance is just that it often gives the idea and the presence of needing to juggle everything at once without dropping anything. And it feels like you're either walking on a tightrope or just literally sitting here like, how do I not fall over? Yeah, no, literally walking on a tightrope with people and they're just adding more and more things on each side of you. And literally, you just have to hope that you don't fall. And it's constantly exhausting and it's always one step away from collapsing. And so, right now, I just want you to ask yourself, how many times have you told yourself that you need to find balance or that you just needed to balance everything out? And then, after you told yourself that, you felt more overwhelmed than you did originally. So what alignment really means is it's not about equal weight. So alignment isn't about equal weight. It's about flow. It's about understanding what responsibilities you need to take care of. So literally, like music, think about like your favorite song and think about all the different notes and the different volumes of each individual note or sequence and how when they're put together, it creates something beautiful. And so you don't balance music isn't a balance, it's harmony. It's it all kind of aligns with each other in a it synchronizes with itself. So think about the flow that you're trying to get into is similar to music because alignment is putting what matters at the forefront, putting the things that you know you need to take care of. So like let's say you need to take care of, obviously you have to go to work. Maybe you need to get school done and you have to take care of your family. Those are the three things that are the most important to you. Now, you've got the three things that you have obligation you have to get these done. You have to take care of these. Now you also have your dreams and your goals and your desires. Now your desires and your dreams and your goals and all the things that make you happy in life besides your obligations also need to be at that forefront. So you should have five things at the forefront. And that's not a balancing thing because a lot of those things have been there since you were a kid. So it's an alignment thing. It's how you put them all together to work for you rather than how you work for them. And the cost of holding on to things that you aren't aligned with anymore is like when you're unwilling to let go and you overload yourself. So you become so overwhelmed because instead of aligning, you want to balance everything. But in reality, you don't need to balance everything. If you are aligning and you start to become at peace, and then you notice that something else that you thought you had to balance no longer falls in that same straight path with you, you need to let it fall off. Because trying to balance that is going to lead you to burnout because you're constantly reaching for something that isn't isn't even in your pathway anymore. If you're aligning, then the things that have fallen off while you aligned don't belong to you anymore. And you'll know what this has meant. It's not the things that you've let fall off. It's the things that naturally fall away that you're just kind of like, "Oh, okay, bye." It's never like the things that you're meant to be doing will stick and will stay because you know what where your heart and your desires lie. So if you don't let your heart and your desires ever fall away, then the other things that fall away weren't meant for you. And if you're trying to balance the things that are falling away onto everything that you already know is meant for you, you're gonna get burned out. And honestly, a lot of the time, what happens is resentment is built, and then you no longer want to be involved with something like that. Sorry about that, guys. Literally, I don't know what happened there. I thought that one would have been fully charged. I guess I was wrong. There you go. But as I was saying, you'll end up resenting either that thing or you'll start to resent things that surround it or yourself for it to never ever be able to come along to be aligned with you again. You push it so far out there that it'll never align with you again. So when you're falling into alignment, things are falling away, it's not because they're not meant for you ever. They're just not meant for you in this time. Either your brain's not ready yet or you don't financially have the money or whatever it may be that it's not aligning with you now does not mean it's not going to align with you in the future. And so it kind of is like a feeling like nothing's going to get your full attention. So you can have so many things that you want to take care of, but if you have so much stuff that nothing gets your full attention, it's never going to work out. Sometimes alignment means release, and it means just letting go of the things that aren't fully ready for you or that you aren't fully ready for. And it's okay to not be ready for things. I'm not ready for things all the time. But I have to be able to accept that and to move through it with growth and grace, or I'm going to be stuck trying to balance everything, and then I'm never going to be able to have something great that I wanted, that I thought would be great before because I tried so hard to grab onto it now. And so I know it sucks, but letting things fall away is very key. And it's important that while things are falling away, that you keep your mind focused on what you already know is meant for you. Because if it was meant for you, it would be in that top 5. It would be work, school, dreams, hopes, families. Like it would be in that handful of things that you deem are the most important things to keep you aligned with yourself. And so the things that aren't meant for you are naturally going to fall away once you stop gripping to them so tightly. And you have to trust the process that what's truly aligned for you will stay. It's not going to just go away because you're letting things fall away. If it's meant for you, it's going to stick. But that also means toxic cycles. So if you have to go through a toxic cycle one more time before you can let it go, then you're still in alignment. It's just that it's not one that is ideal. But if you fall into a toxic cycle again and now you're able to notice it, then you can get out of it and then you can let it fall away. It's all part of that the beauty of being a human and that process of growth. So, what's one thing that you're holding on to right now that drains more energy than it gives back? What's one thing? And think, how important is it that you keep that in your handful of priorities? Even 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 if it not aligning with you makes you doubt your entire being, maybe that's what it is calling for. Maybe that's where you're aligning, is to question yourself. It's okay to not know who you are. The issue is not trying to find who you could become. So when you start choosing to live in alignment, you have to practically do a mindset shift. So prioritize the most dire or the most meaningful needs, not wants, needs. The most dire or most meaningful needs are the things that you need to be prioritizing. So that handful of things that I listed, whatever that is for you, that could be art, that could be literally doing your laundry, getting out of bed, whatever that handful of things is, needs to be prioritized. Anything else will fall into its place or it will fade away. And you just have to let it do that. Because life feels less like balancing and spinning plates and more like rhythm when you take care of what needs to be taken care of, the needs. When you take care of the needs and let everything else fall in its place or fade away, you start creating rhythm in your life. You start to align. And so right now, what I want you to remind yourself is that you don't need to balance everything perfectly. You need to align with what matters. Because once you're able to distinguish what matters to you and once you're able to align with that, is when you'll be able to fully start noticing and genuinely appreciating who you are and your most authentic self. But you can't ignore her. And so, just to recap everything in this episode, balance in the wrong mindset can equal lots and lots and lots of strain and headaches. Alignment with the right mindset can equal flow and harmony and peace within oneself and growth. And you have to put your most important needs, emphasis on needs, not wants, at the top, and allow what does not serve you to fall away, because it won't feel like you're losing something. It'll feel like you're letting go of it. So this week, I want you to replace the word balance with alignment and notice how it shifts your perspective. Life isn't meant to be perfectly balanced. It's meant to be lived in fulfillment and alignment and joy. Don't let the world's perspective change what you know. And with that being said, I love you guys so, 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 so much. If you feel like there's someone out there that might need to hear this episode, go ahead and share it. Tell somebody about it. Do whatever the hell you need to do with it. Just remember that you are worth everything that you believe that you deserve. And your highest self is waiting for you to reach them and become everything that you've ever been meant to be. So don't deny yourself your potential because you're scared of what society might say. And I love you guys so, 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 so much. Yeah. Okay. That's all.